Hello guys, this is Al from Open Source Channel. Welcome again, new episode on how to. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to click on the bell icon so you can get notified every time I release a new video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to install penpot. Now penpot is a open source application for prototyping. It is a great new drawing application. It's just like, for example, Figma, but this is fully open source. You can use on the server by signing up for free, and of course you can actually install it yourself on a Docker server at your own home. All this information will be in the description below with all the GitHub pages and resources. I'm going to use the GitHub. I got the Docker Compose YAML file that I'm going to add into a stack using Portainer. Now make sure you also got some type of email server installed, or you can actually use, for example, but you got to get your information from other places like Google and so on and so forth. All right, in this case I'm going to use my local server for the emails, and this is important because you need to create accounts once you installed the penpot. So without any delay, guys, let's go and have a look at to do so. Now this is, as I said, is the file that I'm going to use inside the stack. I'm going to have a Portainer. I'm going to go stacks, and as you can see here, I already got one. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to editor, and as you can see, all the informations are inside here. Now let's go back to stack, and I'm going to remove that. So I'm going to show you how to do it yourself. It's quite simple, really. So once that's been done, I'm going to click on add stack. I'm going to paste that information from this page. Let me close this. And I'm going to name my stack. And I call it penpot. Again, you can choose what you want, okay? This is all you got to do. This is the first part of it. Now, let's go and look inside the web editor here. We got the version 3.5, the network's penpot, the volumes, the servers, and everything. This is the actual page, the actual ports, 9001. Let's go back to Portainer and see what we're running here. Now, as you can see here, I got everything running on a different port. So I could use 9001, but for this particular one, I'm going to use 7001. I want to be a little bit off the other ports. I'm going to leave the volumes and all the rest exactly the same. Now I want to make sure you understand, you want to change this also as well, 7000. Now what you want to do here, guys, all right, you want to make sure that you use the username and the password for the database is strong if you are going to use this for, you want to put it actually online, okay? For the production, you got to do it properly. So you want to make sure it's strong password and username for the database. So we're going to leave the telemetry true. This one exactly the same. Now we got this one here, the default from and reply. Again, you got to change this one. And of course, you got to add the SMTP information. So this is exactly how you do it. You remove the actual parent and you leave as it is here. So you got the enabled, and you're gonna make sure it's true. Then you got the from and reply to the host. Again, you can put an IP if you wanted to, the port, the username and the password, and again, if using TLS true, if you use SSL, you also put true, is up to you. You got to get this information from your provider, wherever you get it from, all right? So once that's been done, we're going a little bit further down, and you can see here, I'm going to leave everything as it is. This is just an installation for a test. Again, you want to change the passwords here to make it stronger, as I said earlier on. So once you are ready, what you're going to do is click on deploy stack. Bear in mind that by deploying the stack, it does take a little bit of time, okay? It's not something fast. All right, as you can see, penpot has been installed. Let's go to the dashboard, go into the containers, And as you can see here, we got the penpot running on port 7001. All right, after refresh, as you can see, this is the server, and this is the one that is in the cloud with penpot. So this is the actual one we got on my server. So unless you got the login passwords, you can log in here. If you don't, you got to create a new account. And again, if you just want to try it, you can just click create demo account, and a demo account will be automatically created and you'll be thrown inside the application itself. And as you can see, it's a very simple but at the same time extremely powerful. If you used to Figma, this is more or less the same. You can add a new project, a new file. That's up to you. You go draft, shared library. Again, this is your penpot. You can create a new theme. Let's go and create a new file. And as you can see, now we are inside the graphic interface. Here you can create artboard. You can create rectangles, ellipses. You got path. Very simple to use. And again, everything is inside the browser. And this is amazing because you can actually access literally everywhere you are. All right, guys. Now let's go back to, let me delete that again. If you know, Figma is more or less the same. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to go back to the raw path where I explained to you to install the penpot. So let's go back here and let me log out from here. I'm going to create a new account. I'm going to call it Gus, and I'm going to put my email address here. This is the email address you're going to, of course, log in, right? And I'm going to click create account. So as you can see, the verification email has been sent. So once you're here, you're gonna click on the sign in. All right, so I'm gonna sign in after I have verified the account, and here we go. We got inside the penpot design dashboard. All right, so not so much difference from earlier on. As you've seen it before, it's easy to use. You got project, draft, shared libraries. You can create a new team members, and you can create new files for each project. Those ones can be saved in PNG, JPEG, and SVG as well once you are inside the actual project. So not so much difference of what I showed you earlier on. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial as much as I did making it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my videos. Click on the bell icon, and I'll see you next time.